Hi, this is Movie Crank, and today we're gonna talk about Tulsa King Season 2, Episode 9. In this episode, the parties talk turkey. It feels like the final episode, but there's still one left. Why that's weird, and how the tension is still there for the next episode, I'll talk about after a quick summary of the plot. In the beginning of this episode, Jimmy gets laid to rest, and the natives Dwight partners with want revenge. Bevilacqua pushes Thresher to arrange a sit-down with Dwight, and Trucy seeks refuge with the Triads. The mob in New York offers Cheeky a deal with Dwight in order to get back his old position. Dwight is paying his respects at the native funeral for Jimmy. The tribe expects Dwight to kill BB since he was behind Jimmy's death. Meanwhile, Bevilacqua himself meets again with Cal Thresher and pushes him to set up a meeting. He blames Cal for the war with Manfredi and wants him to clear his name. Thresher himself wants to get out of the crossfire and uses Margaret to set up a talk with Dwight. I'm still baffled that Thresher seems to be so defanged. I get it, with Bevilacqua, he knows war is bad for business, and I guess he generally respects Dwight. But for a fierce businessman, Cal lost his balls somewhere along the way, or never even had them in the first place. So Thresher reaches out to Margaret and begs her to set up a meeting with Dwight. Margaret convinces Dwight to see BB and him because of her deal she did a year ago with the Triads, who also pose a threat to her. Manfredi isn't too happy but agrees to see the two parties. He hates the thought of letting them go unpunished, but Thresher confesses to Dwight that the Triads were behind the car bomb and that he and BB want a ceasefire and Manfredi's help to go after their mutual enemy. Dwight leaves and wants to think it over. I think this is an interesting situation. I know Dwight also doesn't want to go to war, but since Jimmy bought the farm, his hands are tied, and he has to take revenge against BB and Thresher. Also, Cal was still involved in the destruction of Dwight's wind farm, so that makes it even harder for them to find some kind of truce. I wonder if they're gonna fight it out next episode. In New York, Vince is handing a deal to Chicky so he can take back his old position. He needs to get Dwight to share his earnings with the mob or take him out and install somebody new from the Mafia in New York. Chicky takes the opportunity but finds out he can't get there fast, because he's on the no-fly list. He was put on the list after his arrest at the airport before the sit-down in Atlanta happened. So he takes the train and it's still not sure if he goes there to bargain or kill Manfredi. Personally, I think Chicky has gone soft. He took out his father in cold blood, but he can't get a hold of Dwight, let alone he lets Vince upstage him and follows his orders. Doesn't sound like he should keep his position, but we'll see. Back in Tulsa, Trucy is still on the run with Dwight's money. He decides to meet with Mr. Ming, head of the Triads. Trucy asks him for protection in exchange for information on Dwight. He leads them to Margaret's ranch, assuring them to find Dwight there with his pants around his ankles. Instead, they walk right into a trap.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Dwight with his crew, Thresher and BB, along with some tribal warriors, were waiting there and take out all of Ming's men. Turns out, Trucy had visited Dwight before and apologized. Dwight spared him and Trucy gave him the intel of Ming's men and set everything up. After the shootout, Dwight surprisingly keeps Ming alive and sets him up for Tyson to kill. He convinces Tyson that it won't be murder and that he's only avenging him and his father. And lo and behold, Tyson goes for the kill. So there are some real twists in this episode. The first one I don't like. First, it's just too convenient for Ming's men to come to the ranch all in one spot, without backup, like the cattle in front of the slaughterhouse. Second, I was baffled that the native warriors didn't kill BB then and there. He was behind the attack and they lost one of their own after all. Dwight must really have some pull with them to spare him like this. Now to the last twist, Tyson's first kill. It was teased that Tyson would step up from his position as a driver and that he was still on the fence into becoming a full-blown mobster. With this kill, he crossed that line. Mitch warned him and despite his efforts to stay outside, Tyson went for the kill. I wonder how this is going to affect him in the future. Earlier he was with his family and his dad urged him and his mom to put their differences aside and act as one family again, since he stated that losing his family to him was a fate worse than death. So we'll see how this will affect him and his family down the road. I also thought it was strange for Dwight to push him into killing Mr. Ming.
Do it.
In past episodes, Dwight warned Tyson to consider killing somebody because it will change his status as an accomplice into a full-fleshed out mobster. And he wasn't alone. Mitch also told Tyson to think long and hard before taking somebody's life, because he can't ever undo this and it will burden him for the rest of his life. It seems he made that choice and it didn't take him long either. So I was really wondering what happened there, but I guess we'll see next episode. Now there's only one thing left. It's Cheeky going to kill Dwight? Is Dwight still going after Thresher and BB? We'll find out next week, and as always, I'll bring my thoughts to the table. Thank you for staying this long till the end of this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you'll know when I crank out another video. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.